Okay, so are you ready to dive into some Kingdom Hearts lore?
Always ready.
Because we've got a mountain of it right here in front of us.
Yeah, we do.
With all of these character files.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like going through their diary entries.
Yeah. It's a really intimate look, I think, at a lot of these characters, getting sort of these raw, unfiltered insights into their motivations, their struggles.
Right, and Kingdom Hearts is not really known for its, linear storytelling. It can be very confusing.
It's a lot.
It can be a lot.
It's a lot to absorb.
So in this deep dive, we're going to be your Sherpas.
Yeah. We'll guide you through.
We're going to guide you through the peaks and valleys of all of this information.
Exactly. Yeah. And hopefully you come away feeling like you understand at least who's who
Right.
and what their motivations were.
And what?
Even if you've never played a Kingdom Hearts game before.
Yeah, even if you don't know anything about Heartless and Nobodies, we will explain all of that. We're going to be focusing on 3 key trios that are kind of like the pillars of this universe.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the Destiny Islands trio.
The Destiny Islands trio. Sora, Riku, and Kairi.
Exactly.
And those are the ones who I think their journey really speaks to the power of connection and having to make difficult choices.
Yeah, like real tough choices.
Yeah.
So let's just get started. Let's talk about Sora. Everyone knows Sora, the main man.
The main man.
He's the heart and soul of this group. He's like that friend who could find something, magical in like a cardboard box.
Oh, absolutely.
And his character file is just like exploding with optimism. Like excitement.
Yeah.
You really get a sense for how much he wants to just get out of Destiny Islands.
He just wants to see other worlds.
He does. He wants to go everywhere.
He wants to see them all.
There's even a quote where he says, I want to see them all.
Huh.
Along with any other worlds out there, I want to see them all.
Yeah. And that's, that really sets the stage for him becoming a Keyblade wielder.
Right.
He's chosen to protect the light, and you can see that in him.
He's optimistic and hopeful and wants to see what's out there.
Yeah. And it's almost like that earnestness of his, that makes him the perfect target for Master Xehanort's manipulations.
Right, because Xehanort is looking for those hearts that are filled with light.
Yes.
Because he wants to use that light.
He wants to tip it.
He does.
Toward darkness.
Yeah, he wants to use that to his advantage. And then we've got Riku.
Riku.
Who is...
Frickin' brooding.
He kind of is. He's got a little bit more...
mysterious.
Yeah, a little more angst to him.
Yes, very much.
And he's not a bad guy. He's got this drive.
Ambition.
He's ambitious. He wants to prove himself.
Yeah, he wants to be the best. He even says in his character files, I always figured I was better at stuff than you. I wished I could live life the way you do, just following my heart.
Oh.
But he doesn't feel like he can.
Interesting. So he's, jealous of Sora, in a way.
In a way, I think so, yeah.
Because Sora's just out there,
Yeah, Sora doesn't worry about things the same way.
Doesn't overthink it.
And that's what makes him, susceptible to the darkness.
Right. And that whole thing about, if you give into the darkness, you become a heartless and you leave behind nobody.
A nobody.
That's scary stuff.
Yeah, that's the danger. That's what everybody's trying to avoid.
Right. And then we have Kairi, the heart of the group, who's very interesting because you get the sense that she also wants to find out what's out there. She doesn't really know where she came from.
She doesn't know her past.
She doesn't. There's a lot of mystery surrounding Kairi.
In her character file, she's got those fragmented memories, She's trying to put the pieces together.
Yeah. There's a line where she's like, that was when I remembered. Your name starts with an S. Right, Sora? She can't even remember.
It's like she's grasping.
It's very sad.
Trying to figure out who she is.
Yeah. It's like she lost something.
Yeah, and you get the sense that that's a big part of the Kingdom Hearts experience. Trying to remember what's been lost.
And trying to figure out where you fit in.
Exactly.
Because all 3 of these characters are trying to do that.
Yeah, and how those 3 stories, their destinies are tied together. And it's interesting because we move now from this childhood friendship into this whole other level of mentorship and what does it mean to train to be a Keyblade master.
And with that comes responsibility.
Yeah, big responsibility.
So we're going to move on to our second trio, the Wayfinder trio.
This is one of my favorite trios. I love these guys. Terra, Aqua, and Ventus.
They're so interesting because it's like each one of them is tempted by something different.
Yeah, and their darkness manifests in different ways.
Totally. So let's start with Terra. I feel like Terra's the one who wants it the most.
He does.
Out of all of them, you really get that sense of yearning from his file.
He wants to be worthy.
Yeah, like being a Keyblade master is all I've dreamed about.
Yeah, he wants to prove himself.
Yeah, and you get the sense that Zekanord is using that
Oh, absolutely.
to his advantage.
Yeah, Zekanor sees that vulnerability in him, and he's like, oh yeah, I can totally manipulate you.
Yeah, he was like, I can work with this.
Yeah.
And then we've got Aqua. And Aqua's super interesting because she's just such a good person. She's so pure.
Yeah, she's like the purest light almost of the entire series.
It's true.
Yeah.
She just wants to protect her friends.
That's it.
And you see that over and over. I'll keep him safe until he wakes. Forever if I have to. Talking about Ventus. And it's like, you know she's going to follow through on that.
She's ride or die for her friends.
Yeah. Aqua's awesome. And then there's Ventus, who's a very interesting character because it's almost like he's got this sense of innocence.
Yeah, like a childlike innocence.
He doesn't really understand what's going on half the time.
Yeah. He's trying to figure it all out.
He's trying to put the pieces together.
He's got like fragmented memories. He doesn't really know where he came from.
Right. There's a great quote where he says, maybe I still don't really understand, even now, but what I know for sure is that Aqua and Terra are with me.
He's clinging to that.
Yeah.
That relationship, that friendship is his anchor.
Right. That's like all he has.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everything goes wrong.
Everything goes wrong for the Wayfinder.
So sad. They're such good kids.
They had so much potential.
I know. Okay, so now we've got our third trio.
This is where it gets real interesting.
And this is where things get a little strange. Because we're talking about nobodies.
We're talking about nobodies. And this trio, I think, really gets to the heart of what it means to be a nobody.
They do.
They're searching for something they don't even understand.
And they each want something a little different.
Yes.
Roxas wants to...
Roxas wants friends.
He just wants friends.
He wants somebody to hang out with.
And it's so sad because he says, no one would miss me.
Yeah, like he
doesn't even...
think he has a place in the world.
It's really sad. And he doesn't even know that he Sora's nobody.
Right. He doesn't have the memories.
He doesn't know.
Doesn't have the connection.
And then there's Axel. And how do we even describe Axel?
Oh, gosh.
He's got a lot going on.
He's complicated. He's very complicated.
He is.
Because he starts out and he's got this like cocky kind of exterior and he's trying to,
Yeah, he's very sure of himself.
He's sure of himself and he's got it all figured out. But you realize as you go through his file, like he doesn't have it figured out at all.
He doesn't. Which is where that quote comes in, right? I want everybody I meet to remember me. Inside people's memories, I can live forever.
It's like he's afraid of being forgotten.
Yeah. But it's like you are nobody.
Right. You're already kind of forgotten.
You're already there.
It's very existential.
It's very meta.
Very meta.
And then there's Yayan, who's a really interesting case because she's not nobody in the same way that the others are.
Right. She's a puppet.
She's like a replica.
She's an artificial being.
But she develops a heart.
She does. Mm-hmm. Which throws everything we think we know about nobody's out the window.
It does. Because she should not have a heart.
Shouldn't be possible.
But she does.
Yeah.
And she starts to understand what it means to have feelings.
Yeah.
And what it means to have friends and be connected to people.
Yeah. And the line that gets me every time is, it's really sad to be forgotten. Because if you're forgotten, you have nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like she understands something really profound about the human experience.
She does. And I think that's what's so fascinating about all of these character files is that even though we're dealing with these like larger than life concepts, like good versus evil and light versus darkness, it always comes back down to these really human desires.
Always.
The desire for connection.
To be seen.
To be loved.
To have a purpose.
To have a purpose.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. To make a difference.
And so as you journey forth into the world of Kingdom Hearts, armed with all of this new knowledge,
go forth and
remember that.
Be confused.
It's okay to be confused.
It's part of the experience.
It is part of the Kingdom Hearts experience. But also remember that it's about these connections.
Yeah.
It's about the relationships. And it's about the journey.
Exactly. It's not about understanding everything. It's about experiencing it.
Yes, exactly. So go out there and have fun.